How about
It's
now?
not your it's not your speaker. It's not your microphone. It's my headphones.
What about now? Is that a little better?
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Okay, because I have a little interface right here. I'm turning it up and down and all around. Let's not get any bounce from that. No bounce from that.
Man, how do you do all this? You have motivated me so much to work harder, and you don't even know about it.
I do what?
You have motivated me so much to work harder, and you don't even know about it.
Really?
Not kidding. Yeah,
Well,
not
I'm
kidding.
I'm glad we can start the show off with how great of a person I am. This is good.
Yeah.
Tell me more. How do I motivate you? I'm
So when we were in Mumbai, okay. So there's something that you don't know, obviously. So when we were in Mumbai, I saw that you were working on. So has the show already started?
Yes, the show is started. We're on.
Okay. Okay, so we are starting with the Brandon Reese. Okay, so the thing is, so you have motivated me so much. That's because I saw you creating so much content and you just wanted to go all in and just make your connections with everybody. You are just open to everybody and anybody. It can be, a Bollywood star, it can be just a random guy, and you're just open to everyone, man. And you had so many pages out there. Like I saw 5 pages, like Venice Ball, Brand Movies, Bus Driver Experience, that, and I think like that motivated me a lot. That's why I am working on my own stuff now too, because because before meeting you, I was just working on Overtime India. I stopped working on my own personal account, Overtime Issue, and I was stuck at 7K from there. And after like seeing you, that motivated me. And I have told this to my really close friend Minal. He's working for in the lab, and I told him that, man, this guy is the deal. He works his ass off.
Love that. I've got that's the one thing that people look at me and they see is like this guy works hard right here. We love that. That
Yeah,
you made my
yeah.
day
So
already.
yeah, you do work hard, man. You don't. So you are a walking content creator. You are the definition of a content creator.
Some people say would
After
say I work too hard. People think I'm insane. Would you? Is it too crazy or I work respectably, not too much.
you work way too much. You know, to be honest, in my circle, I don't see anybody working as hard as you can. You're on everywhere, bro. You're on YouTube, Instagram, with I don't know, like 5 to 10 accounts. I don't even know how many accounts you have, but I think I saw like 3 to 4. Okay. So after that, you're on YouTube, Twitch. Now you have your own podcast. You're just everywhere, man. You're just trying everything, and that's what I love about you. And that's what I'm gonna do too.
I definitely think we have that in common. When I finished playing basketball, it was like, what do you do next? So, it's been a real experimental phase these 3 years, 4 years since I stopped playing. I think we're getting to 4 years now. I am 30. I'm old. But just trying to really figure out where I've been able to redirect my skills, more importantly, my passion, to what motivates me, and the podcasting space, and the content creations. Just it's really been a really you know the thing that I've really latched onto. So, and I know from the video that we shot when I was in Mumbai, and you tell me a little bit more about your story. I think it was very similar, and when I get to travel, when I get to go places and experience things, and like you saw, I'm not just going to Leopold's and getting some CTM and just sitting down and having some tea, I'm going out there, I'm talking with people, I'm shooting videos, I'm experiencing everything I possibly can. Just because I feel like that's the most important way to really understand something or a place. Like in Mumbai, I think I'm a crazy people, even locals think I'm crazy because they're like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I think I want to ride the metro. I want to ride the Mumbai local." And I'm really gonna just like, "What? What's wrong with you? You don't want to ride the local? No, you don't go on the train." But it's that's the amazing and beautiful thing about it, and the thing I love the most. And I think that just grants me so much opportunity because people they can tell when you care, and if you can show them you care because you actually, I do care. It just makes for more beautiful friendships, connections, and enriching experiences in life. But everybody who is tuning in right now doesn't know who you are. They're not getting the intro. This is the live stream. Tell the people a little bit more about you, because before I want to get more into your story and how ours like overlap and relate. I met you when I traveled to India last year, and I was planning on this big bus trip in India right before this, and before this all COVID happened. This is
Yeah.
literally right before in December, where everything kind of just went what's the term, parabolic. It just, the size just blew out of the water, and now we're here today. There's no more India trip until for the present future, and you know
Not at least for the next year.
I
Till
mean,
the
not
next year.
not till 2021. I mean, I'm already looking to get on an airplane again and travel somewhere, because I want to get out get out of LA. I mean, I always get in a car and travel somewhere, but what's been going on since December, since I got there? How are things in India? How are things with you? And also, fill people a little bit in who you are. Are you in Delhi right now, by the way?
Yeah, I'm in my home. I'm in New Delhi, and I'm Avaneesh Singh, aka Overtime Ishu. I work for a sports media company called Overtime. I'm the face behind Overtime India, and yeah, so that's just about me.
And explain to you what Overtime India is. I know a lot of people back here, let's say a fair amount know what Overtime is, but it's a sports media company. Started off. Would they start off in basketball and like promoting basketball through digital media content?
You what?
Did they start in basketball? I'm not actually sure. Was it Overtime initially a basketball company in terms of the digital content they shared?
So I have been following Overtime since they were at 3K, and
How long ago was that? It's funny you shouted out the number and not the time.
uh,
I've been following them since.
Overtime is a new company, man. We are in the market. I think we came into the market just like 3 to 4 years back, and that's when I actually started making content. Brandon, my battery is really low. Can I plug in the power bank?
What?
My battery is really low. Should I plug in this power bank?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Go power.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know I've had Mikey on the show. Shout out to what is his last name? God, I'm botching his name right now. What is Mikey's last name?
Yo, I'm not able to hear you, Brandon.
Can you hear me now?
I'm not able to hear you.
You gotta fix your settings on Zoom. There should be a thing for turn off original sound. Go to your preference.
Yo, now I can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had Mikey on the show, another member of Overtime here in the States. What is Mikey's last name though? I forgot his last name.
Mikey Kaufman or something.
Mike Kaufman, that's the one.
Yeah.
I had him, and I met him back might have been 2018 when I finished up in India, and I had him on this new show, that I've been pushing and promoting here. But you're in India. How did you stumble across, Overtime? How did you get them to, start
So,
working?
yo, this is a really funny story. Okay. So the thing is, I after I passed second year in my college, and like out of all the people, how much I love this game, and I want to grow it in India, right? Because I'm a street baller, and I didn't get any platform, and I want to provide that platform for other people. So I was actually watching a Gary Vee video. And yeah, I was actually watching a Gary Vee video, and he flipped something from a phone call, and he showed in his video, in his IGTV video, that you can actually just connect with people on Instagram, and you just have to DM people. So that's actually how my journey started with Overtime. I texted the CEO of Overtime that I have been making content for the past 2 years. These are the videos that I have made, and these are the things that I'll bring to your company. And I had a vision, and since I've been playing street ball for over maybe 10 years. I know the culture and I know what people are looking for in India. So when you talk basketball, I know everything that the people are looking for. I have played nationals myself. I represented Delhi. So yeah, so I'm just like really connected with the basketball culture in India. I know all the good players. I know. So I just told them that and how I bring value to your company, and they were ready to give me a shot.
Interesting. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's interesting because as I I just message people on the internet as well. And
Yeah.
it's funny now, thinking about it, because a lot of people either they don't know how to message someone properly, and
Yeah.
they scare somebody, or they just don't message someone at all.
So
I
the
think
thing is, like people in India also, about messaging people, they don't know how to approach someone. Even like few days back, I wanted to hire some interns, and there were people texting me, "Hi, bro," and I'm like, "What should I reply to you? Hi." You know what my point is, right? I like, "Hi, bro. What I'm supposed to do with your hi?" Like so it was like you and I actually wrote that you need to tell me the players that you are going to cover and you how you will bring value to me. And so yeah, I think like people don't know how to DM people on Instagram, and Instagram is such a great platform, and I literally got everything that I have right now from Instagram, so I respect this platform a lot.
well, you said it right there. The key word, value. It's all about value. How do you bring in value? What value do you bring? And I think understanding, what your strongest value suit is that you can bring to the table is like, so crucial and so key. So how do we convey that? How do you even figure that out and know that? And, like you said, or like we're talking about here, I think people just, like you said, they don't know how to learn these skills. They don't know how they learn these skills to go talk to people. They've never been put in those situations. How did you learn that? How did you learn in terms of like being open, active? Like where'd you learn to converse, understand how to approach people, or did you just like get the confidence out of nowhere?
So, bro, the thing is, when you're a baller, I think it is in me. I try to bring more value to other people. uh, you have seen from my content too. I try to like to everybody, to overtime to if you're I think if you're bringing more value to the other person, that relationship will work in a long-term basis. So that's what I look for, a long-term relationship with different players, with organizations. So yeah, that's what I look for. And yeah, and that is how I approach overtime too. I approach a lot of companies before overtime, by the way. I approached like I'm in like 20 companies. I used to DM just I used to hit random people that I see on Instagram. I think like they are powerful people, and I can bring value to them. So and I know a little bit of editing too. So I'm like, yo, I can edit this for you. I can do this for you. So most of the times, if you so it is about the message, the message you convey. If it is about you, that I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, most of the times, if the person is powerful and if the person has like money and stuff, so they won't reply to that because uh, they want uh, they want value, and so that's the thing
Well, I
with
think you
me.
you hit the nail on the head when it comes down to playing basketball. You have to communicate, you have to talk. If you want to go out there and win, you got to be working with the four other guys on the court at that time. So, again, I think
Exactly.
the communication skills right there from, playing sports. And I think that's something that, I know for sure in the U.S. There's not enough um, of sports in general that young men get to play. I think being in a team building environment where you're just like fighting, 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 and I mean fighting like, you're battling to win, not actually killing somebody or, hurting them. But when you're in those situations, scenarios, and you have to figure things out and communicate and relay, the things you're thinking and emotions and feelings, and then even like bottle those feelings and emotions and don't let them come to the surface. That's just like such an amazing like exercise for your brain, your mind, your spirit, and then your body physically. These are things that people need to be put in these situations every day to experience, because I think it teaches the communication, it teaches you how to deal with certain levels of stress, and then also it just forces you to learn quicker than you would just doing simple, normal, easy stuff. Being put into harder situations, especially we have it so easy here in the U.S. The privilege we have to go here, to go there, to walk to a store and just grab this off a shelf. Like people don't realize how easy and how soft it makes you sometimes.
Yeah.
We're all soft here, man. But so yeah, I came to India back in December, and I used Instagram to message and reach out to you. You told me about some basketball tournament, and I'm like, yeah, I got nothing to do. What better thing to go experience in India than a basketball tournament? I still got to put that video out, by the way. But no,
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, it was a great testament to what we're talking about here with just reaching out to people and connecting with them around the world, which is create a friendship. And since then, what has been going down? Have you been back to Mumbai since, or you've just been chilling in Delhi and down in Kerala and Bangalore?
So after he left, I went to Bangalore to cover Malleshwaram Cup, and I was there for like 3 to 4 days. And after that, I went to Kerala for a day, and after that, I came back to Delhi. And I just got lucky, because maybe like 4 to 5 days after that, everything was shut down completely, and we imposed the largest lockdown in the history of mankind.
Yeah, it wasn't just
And
India, just mankind.
yeah, so we just imposed like for 1.4 billion people on a lockdown, and so that was big. And so many people were stuck at one place, and they had like no place to go. And I was just lucky that I got to come back home, and I made it on time. So after that, I'm just staying here and doing nothing.
What's the lockdown like in India? And what or at least in Delhi, that you can comment on? What's it like? What's it like being stuck inside with your family? I know that this has been one of the biggest lockdowns, like we just mentioned, in human history, putting 1.4 billion people, not to go outside. I'm sure they locked down the basketball hoops like they did out here. So what have you been doing?
So luckily, like about the basketball part, I luckily have a basketball court right next to my home, and I get to play, but I play alone. Other than that, I think we reacted very quickly, comparing other countries like USA, and like comparing other countries, we imposed lockdown very quickly, when the virus wasn't spreading. And now, because we are not capable of actually like controlling the virus that much, because the thing is, India is a developing country, and we have this huge population density, you know and if the community spread starts spreading, if the virus starts the community spread in India, so that'll be just way out of our league to control it. So that's the thing. So we are just like trying to control it, but still there are around 2K cases every day in Delhi, because right now we are not in a lockdown, by the way. Certain things are opening up, and like people are still like going out in the streets, and the thing that they don't realize is the virus is still out there. The lockdown is because the economy is going down, and we cannot afford to do that. So that is why the lockdown is not there anymore. But just people are out there roaming around, just going to friends' house and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been following the virus, since March, as closely as I possibly could. I could definitely say I was somebody who didn't take it that seriously, you know, right away or at first. I mean, yes and no. I went to a music festival and I went to a Lakers Bucks game. So Giannis versus LeBron. And I was like, just, this is probably the last basketball game ever. We're probably not going to be able to
Oh,
go to any more games. Maybe they're just going to, no more fans at games, you know? But then they just shut it down completely um, after that. So it was like, ah, shit, there's no more stuff here. And it's also been interesting, you know, because I've been looking up so much about India, like what's going to happen in India. How are they going to deal, you know, with the amount of people they have and trying to make sure people aren't traveling. And I know like everything going on with like the migrant workers, like sending them back to, you know, the 7 states or the 8 states now, you know, and having people transported back and forth, and you know, maybe they have the virus, maybe they're carrying it. Uh, and then I mean, we realized it wasn't as deadly as we thought it was, but still, you know, in America we had 100,000 people die. It's over 100,000. I
so
think we're
the
almost at
thing with this,
120.
yeah. So the thing with this virus is, most of the people that gets the virus, of our age, of like 24, even 30, so they are asymptomatic, bro. They don't show any symptoms. If you have a good immune system, so they don't show any symptoms. It's the same with the so coronavirus is belongs from the family of the common cold virus. Okay, the uh, common cold that we have. So they belong to the same family. And the thing with this is, like, this virus doesn't show symptoms for some days, and by the time you actually get the symptoms, you have already spread it to like 2 to 3 more people. So that's the thing with this virus. And like, people of our age are not that at risk, but we have parents, like I have, my mother has diabetes, my father has diabetes, and we have parents, we have old people living in our home. So if they get the virus, so that'll be risky for them.
No, completely. I'd love to go see my family back in Florida, but you know, I don't think my mom and dad are the. I'm a little strict on what is healthy and what isn't healthy. Granted, I have my own terrible things I do, but you know, I'm just like, you know, to get on an airplane and travel, and then also, like, you know, I'm still spending time with people out here in California. Like, I just don't want to get them sick, you know. But at the same time, they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, but if you get sick, like, that's on me. Like, I gotta worry about you dying or or putting you in the hospital. I have to deal with that. Like, I'm good. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a few months and then I'll come see you. I don't want to get you sick. I don't want to kill you. I think that's like the scarier one. You know, you're older. Um, you know, one has high blood pressure, the other one has, you know, diabetes. It's like, I don't want to get you guys sick, and then I don't want to like
Yeah.
stare behind glass and like poke at it and say I love you as you die. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a scenario we don't want to go through. You know, even even talking about it is nuts. Like, ugh, that's a little messy. But what was nuts was I remember right after I left India, you know, you guys had a lot of you know, social and cultural shit going down out there in terms of um, you know, I think what a lot of Americans don't know, and Americans think, you know, some Americans think that, you know, the racial or, you know, racial injustice that, you know, and, you know, the racism itself, you know, that's still the systemic racism that happens here in the U.S. Doesn't happen, you know, in other places around the world. Every other country has their own problems, we'll say. And, you know, I think when I left, all that stuff was going down in India, like, you know, the protests in Delhi. Um, you know, I think the police came into a school and they ended up killing a few kids in terms of who were protesting with the.
uh,
Was it a Muslim ban that happened there, or?
yeah. So the thing is, yeah, I know I say this, but like, in India, like, in US, you have this. I saw some videos about the police brutality, and how, like, the media show, like, the news that I get, that the police, most of the policemen are just racist, about the black community, and they see the color first, and then they act accordingly. So the thing with India is, we uh, racism is not like that here. Thing with India is there are so many religions involved, and I guess there is a racism like on the basis of the religion, not on the basis of the color. So that's what I have to say. Because about the color, I don't think like there is any racism on the basis of the color. There's just racism, like there is just discrimination on the basis of the religion, on the basis of the caste, on the basis of yeah, just the caste and the religion is there. Because the police here will beat you up if you are white or you're black. They don't care about that. They'll beat you up.
They will throw you in jail and they will hit you with the stick.
Yes, that's for sure.
So you said something about, what do you feel that police officers, from what you see on TV and what you see that's reporting, what do you see about, what is your opinion about the American police system and, from what you see on TV and or you read in the news?
So for a fact, I know I have a few friends down in America, and they told me that to be honest, white people look down on black ones and also on the brown ones. That's what I heard from some of my friends. So even some of my friends told me that when they were in US, they were on a trip. They have like really bad comments saying that you are from India, you don't get to have an opinion or something like that. And that really pisses me off, because we treat people very good, like for a fact that we treat people just the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the most
we
hospitable countries I've ever visited. Like I was battling to pay for my own things. Like people on the street buying me things. I'm like, no, no, no. But then there's like that form of disrespect where it's just like, when you're in someone's home, like, to accept, the gifts of, the things they want to show you or the things they want you to experience when you're visiting their home or their country. So it's like, oh man, I can't eat any more of those like soup balls. I forgot what they're called. Because I'm like, I can't eat anymore.
Golgappa.
Yes, I'm like, people are gonna make fun of me. It's like, I called them soup balls. They were so good.
Yeah. So we are very open and friendly, and that's what because I'm working for an international organization. Even when I talk to some people, they are like I get the vibe that they are racist towards me. They look down on me because I'm an Indian, I'm brown, and that's what I experience too. So I don't care what people say, but I experience it too. So that's what I have to say. And the thing is, like, uh, to be honest, this shouldn't be the case. Like everyone should be treated equally. Everyone should not be like if I see you as a human, you see me as a human too. Not discriminate me, like not talk differently on the basis of the color, on the basis of religion, on the caste. Like this shouldn't be the case.
Yeah. It's just so unfortunate because we're dealing with people, and I just hear people like this morning. I know in the U.S., they just took out the Confederate flag. You know what the Confederate flag is?
No.
So it's this ridiculous thing. It's the flag that represented the part of the United States that tried to break away in the 1860s, and they did it because they wanted to kind of keep slavery and maintain slavery. And we've never in America, we have, this freedom of expression, freedom of speech, right to assemble. So, that's the unique thing about America. We're going to allow you to be as offensive as possible and say whatever you want. And it's going to be protected under, the Constitution of the United States. So, if someone wants to wave this in their front yard, go ahead. If they want to write the most terrible, ridiculous things, that's what you get for being an American. You can say whatever you want. There might be repercussions of it, but you're protected by the government in our original Constitution, like 250 years ago. It's like amazing that someone decided to write that down and say, no matter what you believe in, we're going to protect you, no matter how nuts it is. But anyways, like people are like freaking out, like why do we have to take this flag down? Why do we need to change all these things? And you know, people are at this moment overreacting. You know, like hey, we gotta everything we should have been doing the right thing for the past 100 years. We're gonna do it right now. So like you know, there's still like some very backwards logos and you know images that represent brands. Like Aunt Jemima it's a cereal originally for like oatmeal and cereal, which eventually became a pancake brand, and it has like this very very racist like connotation behind the logo and image of the brand. So it's like backwards. But you know, now that all this stuff's happening and everybody's like we're taking down statues and we're removing things, like everybody's like they want to do it fast and now, and it's like you don't fix a problem as big as systemic racism by taking down a statue. Yes, taking down a statue is a great start, but like it's going to take time. And people think that, you know, getting 400 million people to agree on something is going to happen like this. You know, it's amazing that you guys got 1.4 billion people to just stop and stay home. It wasn't still everybody, but it's like, you know, the world doesn't move that way as much as the technology and everything we have works well, you know, and works great and makes everything move faster. We're still dealing with people, and people, they don't change and they don't change that fast.
Exactly.
I mean, I know you can attest to that, you know, just in India and, you know, trying to get people to move and act and do things all together. You know, you guys can get that going on like the public transportation, which is amazing how many people it moves every single day. But at the same time, you know, like trying to create social change. You know, we're talking about like, you know, the new bills and laws that Modi passed, for example, saying that, hey, if you're a Muslim coming from this country, you can't get citizenship. Or if you're coming a Muslim coming from this, like, what does them have being, you know, their religion, you know, would say the problem.
You know the funny part, so about this is what I hate about my like the actors and the celebrities and all the influencers in India. This is what I hate about them. So most of the people about this Black Tuesday thing, hashtag Blackout Tuesday you guys had, and I think it is good. You know, it is very good. It is for a change, and I support that. I don't think anybody should face racism because God created us all, man, and everybody should be treated equal. But the thing that I hate most about the actors, Indian actors, is they got huge following, bro. They got like huge following. So many people follow them, and nobody, literally, so few of the celebs actually spoke about the NRCCA thing. They are not putting out their opinions, you know, because they don't want the hate. They are not ready for the hate that they'll get from the opposing party. And nobody spoke about that thing, NRCCA thing, like literally nobody. And about the Blackout Tuesday, there are actors, there are actresses who support, who are working for a company called Fair and Lovely, and they promote fairness, you know. So if you apply this, you'll get fairness. So something like that. And
when you mean fairness, you're talking about like lighting your skin up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but in not just South Asia, like India, or even in Southeast Asia and then East Asia, you know, we're talking Korea, Japan, China, Thailand, India, Nepal, there's this whole skin, they market that having lighter skin,
yeah,
it's like a more, like as a class system, like you're looked better upon for the lighter skin you have, and the darker the skin color you have, the more you're looked down upon, and that can affect, you know, your caste and your position in society and culture, the way people look at you, do business with you. And, you know, am I getting that all right? That's like all...
No, that's not completely all right. Like we do not...
Well, correct me, because I'm an idiot.
So, so the thing is, like, we do not discriminate, you know, like we do not discriminate on the basis of the color, but there is discrimination, but not like how you are seen. I mean, like, not your there is discrimination just when you're about to marry.
Well,
They want
I'm saying like that, but there's actually a product that people push to say, hey, if you have lighter skin, it's gonna make you. This is more beautiful. This is more
feel better.
pretty.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going to make you feel better. This is uh, like girls will come after you, boys will come after you. So it's like that those actresses are actually doing business with these companies, and they are putting out Blackout Tuesday. So that's very ironic.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody spoke out on Blackout Tuesday and everything. And I think it's a really good thing. If you are speaking out, that's good, but you should also speak out on the problems that your own country is facing, right? So that's the thing. We have much, 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 much bigger problems to deal with. Unemployment. You talk about any problem, we got it.
No, I mean I completely agree. It's a lot of people here got pissed off at actors and actresses, people with influence in when the COVID happened. There was this dumb little video of them like singing John Legend's Imagine. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I didn't
Um, and people just roasted them, like you're not helping. Like stay in your home. Like I don't I don't want to see this. And then like a few other white actors and actresses after everything happened with George Floyd, they partnered with the NAACP, which is a American nonprofit charity that works with people of color all around the country. I imagine they work all around the world. And
Wow.
they did this video like apologizing for ever being racist, and it's just like, where was this like every day? Like where is this like all the time? Like, a lot of businesses and like politicians and even people with influence sometimes think people aren't that clever, or they're not that smart, or they can't see
You
through their
know,
bullshit.
some
Like
actors,
we're a little smarter than you think we are. People they pick up on things like, when you are making this video, it's like, yeah, you seem full of shit.
yeah.
If you were genuine and you cared and you did stuff, another black guy dying of police brutality wouldn't be, hey, now's the time. Now I'm gonna do something. Politicians in Washington D.C. like taking a knee with the cloth on their neck. It's like, ugh, stop. Like, ugh, there goes my breakfast. Like, no, no, I can't watch you do this. Or what was another?
Bro, it's so funny when so there's this actor who I'm not gonna name him, but
No, we have to
he
name him. Name him.
no, I'm actually friends with him, so I cannot name him.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, like even he put out the Blackout Tuesday thing, and he promotes a lot of fairness. And I'm like, bruh, just stop. I'm laughing my ass off. I literally commented LMAO on that thing, because of the fact that you are putting out Blackout Tuesday just for the trend, and which is wrong. You're putting out Blackout Tuesday just for some followers, which is wrong. And that should not be the case. And it is very sad that people are actually doing it, and they don't care about the like what is the message behind these things, because they haven't faced any racism. You are putting up in your five-star hotels, and you are putting up in your mansion, and you are not facing anything, and you don't know anything about it. You are just doing it for the trend, and people get to know about it. People see it through. People are smart.
Well, here's the like the catch, and like why you we I'd say both of us, I think we're both people who care, and have a want to promote and use platforms, like the ones that we connected on to change, help and benefit people, and taking out our own time to bring people in, to make it more inclusive. But the tough part is, because again, there you can make that quick reaction to say that person's just doing this for this. Look, they haven't said or done anything forever, but at the same time, as much as we can make fun of them and say, why aren't you doing this all the time? It's a start that you can get this many people to make a blackout post. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's not going to do anything at all, it's the fact
So the
that
thing is,
it
so the thing
promotes
is, I
enough
support that.
conversation. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, how do we, again, not be the people who are just going to jump the gun and go crazy and say, oh, those people aren't doing enough. Where were they doing this? To make it to say, hey, today they're finally caring, they're finally paying attention. How do you ride the momentum of something? And this goes like for anything, just like, hey, like in business, you finally make the thing, or you make that video or the podcast that finally just, you know, gets 10 million views, it fucking crushes. How do you maintain that? You know, how do you get everybody to stay on board to say this is the most important thing in terms of, you know, the people are actually caring about systemic problems in the United States? How do we make sure we continue to push for the positive change for the most amount of people? It's tough. It's not easy.
But actually, like, everybody is starting to do that, so I think that's good, man, and I support that. I think I support that. And the thing is, I want Indian artists to have opinion, have like put out their opinion about Indian problems as well. So when the NRC and the NRC thing happened, okay, and everybody was out on the streets and protesting for them, and people were actually asking to these influencers, like, what is your opinion about this? They had no comments. That's what I don't like about Indian actors. So that's my whole point. But I think, like, there the start is there, and I see a positive change happening, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's also like a wake up call, you know, for the fan, the follower, the people who look to these people for influence and say like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, I can actually voice my opinion. My voice is stronger because I'm not held to a certain standard. So, again, it is great that we can, you know, wake people up and shake them, to understand like that, you know, they have power. Their voice has meaning, and they can go out and say something and say what they want to say. But, you know, it's an interesting time. And there's an old Chinese proverb that says, you know, may you live in interesting times. But they never said, you know, if interesting is supposed to be good or bad. You know, there is no definition of the word interesting in terms of like a leaning towards a positive or negative light. So, you know, we're living in
my kids my kids are
very
going to
interesting
look back
times.
at my kids are going to look back in 2020 and be like, man, this was one heck of a year.
Well, there you go. How is dating in COVID India?
What?
How is dating in COVID India? Do you have like a wife out there now, or is you're planning to have kids already?
Nah, I'm just saying that if I have a kid, and they
Oh,
are just going to look
if
back at
I thought you
2020.
were pushing, you know,
I'm
I'm gonna have
23,
children
bro.
now. I'm 23 or 24.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, I'm 23. I need to have children immediately. I thought that's what I got from the conversation. I thought you were like ready to settle down. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
There was just a call that I
Yeah.
got.
Goddamn people. No, yeah, I thought you were ready to settle down, have a family. I was like, man, Ishu has changed. He's ready to
Nah,
settle.
that's not gonna happen for at least like 4 5 years.
Well, we got into society, culture, and everything, but let's get into basketball. Are you pumped for? I mean, I don't even know if the basketball season is going to be starting up now. We're planning to start up July 31st, but like 2/3 or even like half of the league is like, I don't know if we want to start the league up.
Bro, in India, basketball scene is completely shut down. You cannot organize any tournament, any league, nothing. But from my sources, some leagues are trying to open up in November or December, and the MSL, which was shut down because of the coronavirus, and they are also trying to open up at about the same time, but only if the virus is controlled. I don't think with 2K cases every day that the league is going to get open. They are not going to get the permission, and I'm just waiting for things to get better, man. I cannot. Like, trust me, I cannot wait to play ball with my homies again.
No, likewise. I think I might play in a tournament this weekend with Venice and Nick out in on the west side. So I got to go sharpen up my skills for the next 3 or 4 days. Heavy ball handling drills. But dude, are you
You got great defense. You are good on that part. Okay, don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, defense. Defense is my
Yeah,
specialty.
good. You're good.
Um, but are you pumped for the NBA to open up? Do you think the NBA is going to open back up? They were saying it's going to open, and now they're like, some of the players are almost like half are like, I don't know if
Yeah,
we should play.
I saw Kyrie Irving making some comments on it, like NBA is opening up. That's not good. But I think NBA is going to open up.
I mean, we'll see. I think it's even more than 50% of the players. I think it's like 2/3 are like, I don't know. Not just because of like being stuck with your teammates for months without seeing your family. They're kind of like, I don't know if this is the best thing for everything that's going on, social change in the country.
Yeah.
So
I think it's good for NBA to not open up at this time because there is something going on. There is a problem that needs to be fixed. And if the problem is fixed, yeah, sure, open up the NBA. But if the problem is not fixed, and if like so many people out there are out there in the streets and asking for something, and I think Trump gotta come out of the cave and actually speak.
I mean, but what these basketball players can do, and realizing my voice and my power, through this game, I'm not a world famous player, but it's this my ability to spin the ball on my finger, to jump, to play defense, pass the ball, has given me so much opportunity to speak, to voice opinions, and to change, but to help change the world or things around me in the ways I can. So having the game of basketball has done that, and if these guys are playing and the attention and focus is on them because they're out there doing the thing that they do best, I think that they can do a lot of the change that they want to do and be the change that they want to see in the country. So I think playing might be the best thing for them in terms of safety. And the virus, that's a whole nother thing. But in terms of like the social change, I think, all those guys kneeling for the national anthem every day on the TV, and then getting, on the microphone, post-game interview, pre-game interview, that interview they do at halftime before they go in the locker room to, just again, to leave that little nugget of, to show the anger and the expression of that anger or even fear, of what's going on. That's like an everyday thing. That's just, and again, people hate on athletes and say, there's a reporter in the United States who, has told LeBron and KD, and they'd voiced their opinions before about stuff like, and told them to shut up and dribble. And
Oh
it's like,
my God.
and it's like, have you heard about Fox News? Have you heard of this news network in India?
Fox News, yeah, I know.
What do you know about Fox News? Tell me what opinions you have. What do you know about it, or what do you
I
think
just know
about
the
it?
name and like I heard something about Fox News that they uh, I don't know, like there are just different news. There are just different information out there that I get. Some people say that they are just like Aztak of India. So Aztak, I'll tell you about Aztak. They work for they work for Modi.
Yeah.
The media works for Modi. So is it something similar?
Yes, it's a more of a conservative news network, and what they do is they play on a lot of fears of, older people, white people, in the country itself. So like, when Obama was president, they said that, again, very similar to Modi. You're gonna laugh when you hear this one, that the Muslim caliphate is coming to America and they're gonna take over. And Obama is the leader of this Muslim caliphate, and it's just like, wait, this is like the conservative talking point in India as well. Like, there is no Muslim caliphate, coming to take over America. Like, where is it? Why is it not here? But, and you say those things every day, like, people like start believing them. It's like, no, guys, like, that's not true. Like, it's not.
People need to stay away from these channels, that and they don't realize the most channels that spread hate are not good.
Well,
Even in India, there are so many channels out there. They are just trying to put the Muslim community down, and people are starting to believe them. Even my friends, bro, like they are starting to believe them, and I keep telling them, bro, this is not the case. This is not what happened in Jamia Millia Islamia. This is not what happened. They were doing this, and the news is showing just completely the opposite and showing that the police did the right thing, and that was actually wrong. You can protest. You have your own voice. Okay, you can raise your own voice. You can amplify it, and like many things happen, man. I don't even want to comment on it. It's just crazy out there. Many people needs to come together to fix things in India, and I'm especially talking about the influencers and people who hold power and who can actually make a change, because these petitions, these Instagram things, they won't change anything.
Yeah, the another like crazy one is like that. There's a Central American like people from Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala. They said there's a caravan of these people coming, and they're gonna just flood the United States and just break in. And it's like, I live in California and it's close to the Mexican border, and I'm like, telling people like, guys, there is no caravan. Like, nobody came. Like, we have a border.
You're seriously scared of Mexicans?
This is
like
people
coming down and taking over whole America. That's not gonna happen, man.
But again, this is the Fox News thing that like, hey, like this stuff's happening. It's coming for you. And it just promotes that fear. Like, oh my god, this is happening. And it's like, and I tell people like in Florida, it's like, guys, this is not real. I'm here. I'm reporting from the ground, and here in my microphone, there is no caravan. I even went to Tijuana. I did a freelance job for Al Jazeera. On people who've been affected by that, and I didn't see anybody climbing the fence, on the Tijuana side of Mexico. Just there. I'll tell you this: there's people over there, and they're human people, and they like to eat food, and they like to drink beer. They seem like people, like. So I hope more people can travel. I hope and I understand that is a privilege. For people to travel, to explore and see things and experience things. But, even the opportunity and chance to travel in your own country is, it's massive, and I know, I know you've had the opportunity to travel all around India. What has that done for you?
So my dad loves to travel. Okay. And, before getting a job from Overtime, I traveled a lot of, states and places, and so I explored a lot of places and played basketball. But the thing is, like, after I got the job and actually get to travel not on my own expenses, so that really it's just the experience. And I saw like how different we are. If you come to Delhi, you'll see different kind of people. If you come to Mumbai, there's just different culture out there. If you go to some other place, I've been to Kerala, I've been to South, I've been to North, I've been to West, East, everywhere. So the thing is, like, we are very versatile and we are very different from each other. And it's just crazy that we live in harmony with each other. And I just love my country, man.
Well, that leads me into the question, like, what part of India has the best ballers? Since you've been all around, basketball's been like that little sub-community, where, you travel to each place and everybody's different. But now you got to know where the best hoopers are at. So tell me and tell everybody else, because people are gonna get offended. Where are the best hoopers in India?
So I think skill-wise, North bowlers are better. Okay, North Indian bowlers are better. But I think if you are considering the hops and like how hard they play, with the defense part also, the South bowlers are better. Because so the thing is, when I'm in North, I see a lot of skilled players. They'll do a lot of flashy moves and stuff. Their offense is better, but if you're going to South, they'll play their heart out. They don't care about like who is guarding them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they'll just go, they'll just kick you in the face. They don't care about that. And in North, like refs call very soft calls too, but in the South, they don't call fouls. They just don't call fouls unless you are bleeding and you show to the ref, bro. You see that? That's a foul, and that's when the ref will actually call the foul. So that's the difference between the North Indian bowlers and the South Indian bowlers. So sorry if I offended someone, but that's just my point of view.
No, this is like Kerala, right?
What?
This is like in Kerala,
What's Karola?
the
It's
city.
Kerala.
Get, excuse me, Kerala.
Yeah, you gotta pronounce the states right, okay?
No. I know I need to. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But that's down south where we're talking like where the tough hoopers
I
are, right?
I almost thought you were talking about the beer Corona.
Funny.
Yeah.
But this
I'm
is
talking
like,
about Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and so I've been to Kerala, I've been to Tamil Nadu, I've been to Mumbai, Orissa, the Middle India, and so yeah, I'm talking about those bowlers, especially Kerala and Tamil Nadu bowlers. They they will jump on, they will jump over you. You know, they got insane bounce. Everybody has got like insane athleticism, and I don't know where they get it from, but that's their thing. You know, they got the bounce. They are ready to die for the ball. That's the term I would like to use. They are ready to die for the ball. They are not scared of anybody. You know, even if you are a 7 footer, uh, there will be a guy who is 5'9" and trash talking to you, and ready to fight with you.
I love that. That sounds like I gotta go play there. This is my kind of ball.
Yes, yes.
Where does that come from? Why is it more skilled in the north and like a little bit tougher and just more street ball in the south?
Uh, I, to be honest, I don't really know because I just think like it's because of the lifestyle that people live. Okay, this what my point of view. Like it completely depend on the lifestyle that you are in. Okay, so like most of the Delhi bowlers, they have this. They have everything. You know, they don't want to risk any injuries. They don't like, to be honest. Like they don't. We love the game. Okay, I'm from New Delhi. I love the game, but this is what I feel in myself too. That if somebody is jumping on me, I'll be like, yo, you jump. You just jump. You can jump over me, you know. But if you are in the south, they'll jump with you. That's the difference. They don't care about them getting hurt. So that's the difference that I see. And I think like that's because they are brought up like that. You know, we are brought up differently. So that's the difference. I mean, like obviously you can tell like there must be places in the states too that where ballers are like pretty tough, and there must be places in USA that where ballers call the soft fouls. They are soft. You know, there must be places like that in USA too, right?
Yeah, that's everybody but me. I'm playing to kill. I'm playing for the win. I just don't want to lose out there. So, anybody coming throwing a soft foul up, it's just like, bro, bro. So,
I,
I
I
mean,
I'm the guy who calls the soft fouls, by the way.
you? Oh, I mean, we played. You know me. I'm a hand checking 90s guarding basketball player. So, I mean, I love that little hand check, a little hand on your hip. Not too hard, but I think that little like inside hand is where I was taught to play defense is just like, they always tell you follow the belly button, follow the guy's midsection, because if they can do whatever they want with the ball.
Yo, I'm a fan of your defense, by the way. You know, I'm a fan of your defense. To be honest, like nobody has literally shutting me down like that, and I'm a fan of your defense. You need to teach me that.
Well, I need to come out and play in the next street ball league, next December. Hopefully it happens. And I can
Yeah.
have Harmon and Ranvijay let me play in the league. I don't know how
Yeah.
many weeks I have to stay in India, but maybe I'll stay 8 weeks to play in the league.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think like yeah, you just have to come for the trials and you're selected, bro. And I'm also planning to play the straight ball league this year
You better
too.
be on my team. You might be able to recruit me.
Yeah.
Special, brought in all the way from America.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that would be sweet. Who is like the best Indian basketball player right now? Like, is there one who's just like there's like one dude where you can say like, here in America it's still kind of tough. We have like, LeBron James, Giannis, James Harden. It's like who is the best player, on the court in the league? Do you
according
got?
to me, according to me,
Oh yeah, I
because
mean
everybody has their.
you're overtime India. People want to know who you think is the best player right
Oh
now.
my God, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah.
So I think um, Amjot Singhal. So also like there is Satnam who played for the NBA and Dallas Mavericks, who were drafted,
Yeah, he's from
but
Punjab, right?
yeah, he's from Punjab.
You're gonna kill me on the pronunciations. I'm
Yes,
terrible
sir.
with that.
Yeah, I can pronounce every city, every state right. You gotta pronounce the same.
I totally agree. I want you to keep me
Yeah.
honest.
Okay, so he's from Punjab, and Amjot Singhal is from Punjab too. I think. I hope I'm not wrong. I think he's from Punjab too, and most of the times, like Punjab got the best bowlers in India. Most of the bowlers who played abroad are from Punjab. They are tall, they are athletic, they they got bounce, they can do everything on the court, they have the vision, they have so Punjab bowlers are literally the best, hands down. Punjab bowlers are the best in India, and in the Punjab basketball community, I would say Amjot Singhal is the player. He is the deal, They so Amjot in the wheel, Big actually defeated the best 3x3 team in the world. What was the name of the team? Uh, I forgot the name of the team. They actually defeated the best 3x3 team in the world.
Hmm.
Those were Indian people, Indian guys defeating them. So that's why I'm a big fan of Amjot. We talk on phone, but he don't know that I'm a fan of him. But if he is listening, I'm a fan of you, bro.
Sick. What about the NBA? Who do you think is the best right now? Which guy do you think is just crushing it?
LeBron.
LeBron.
Yeah. My favorite is Kyrie because of the handles,
Mm-hmm.
but I think LeBron James, man, he's the goat.
No, he's not the GOAT. He's the best maybe the best right now, but Michael Jordan is the GOAT. I don't know if I've ever taught you that or you know that, but
I think LeBron. LeBron's the guy.
oh God. Ish.
Difference of opinion.
Ish, did you
We just
watch the documentary? My mom just called me and she's like, "Brandon, I have all these VHS tapes because we used to record the games on VHS back in the day. I'm gonna send them to your house. Do you want them?"
okay. Send them to my house, but I think like LeBron is the goat.
Yeah, you haven't watched enough Michael Jordan. You're young. I get it. You're young. You haven't seen all these games. Do me a favor. Can you do me a favor and go back and I'll point out to a specific game. Actually, and you could do any game. I'm gonna let you pick. Go back in time. Go watch any game on the Chicago Bulls and
I think
watch.
like all the old junkies are just okay. I'm gonna get killed for this. But I think like all of you guys are just hyping up the defense a lot and hyping up Michael Jordan a lot. I know he's a great basketball player, but LeBron is the goat, man. Come on.
Yeah, but it's not just the defense. It's also the time of
Do, do
possession.
you
It's
do you do you personally think? Okay, so do you personally think that defense was better at that time?
not necessarily that it was better. It's that the game and the style of the game was more defensive sounded. So, are you familiar with the hand check?
What?
The hand check rule?
The handshake rule? No.
Okay, so up until I think it was like the late '90s or like even like all the way up into the 2000s, you were allowed to put your hand on a guy's hip. Kind of like how I play defense, but
Yeah.
but they literally would put their hand there to kind of control him and like keep that guy in front of you.
Oh,
So
okay, okay, yeah. I
yeah,
got
so there was just that. The game was also more physical, and on average, there were about 10 less possessions in the game than there are today. So instead of like there being like 110 or 100 possessions, there were 90 to 95 possessions in a game.
Okay, so in their prime, who is winning? Like Michael Jordan or LeBron James? Who you got?
So
In their prime.
so again that's where it comes down to like where I'm at, and a lot of all the MJ fans are at. It's just like, yeah, Mike's just gonna put the game on his back. I completely trust Mike, and that's it. So here's an interesting stat. From 1991, I think it was, like year they won for the first championship, up until 1998, he never lost like 2 or 3 games in a row. So imagine watching somebody, and it was just like, I know they're gonna win. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about them losing because they have this guy on the team. This guy is not necessarily, again, that skill wise he was like, he was that good. It was where people have that undescribable faith. It's just, oh, this guy's on my team. I'm rooting for this guy. Like, it's coming down to the end of the game. Yeah, if he misses, I'm gonna feel weird because he's not. We're gonna win the game. We got Michael Jordan on our team. Like, you think about that Game 7 against Indiana when they were down like by 5 points with like under two minutes left in the game, or it might have been 3 minutes. I'm not completely sure. And he's got a jump ball against a 7'4" guy. He's 6'6", and it's like, okay, he's not going to win the jump, but he wins the jump. He tips it to the guy. Again, yeah, LeBron is a really great passer, and he's way more. He would say is a better teammate, or he's more of a friendlier teammate that you want to play around. But in the end, it's like, as much as Michael Jordan was a hard ass and was, in your face and competitive about winning, that style has got him more championships and more wins than LeBron. So, it's like, hey, I'm not saying LeBron isn't one of the best players ever. He definitely is. I'm not saying that LeBron isn't a great teammate and probably maybe a better person, a nicer person to be around. But Michael Jordan's like Batman. He said, listen, I don't care. I'm going to be the villain to my own teammates. I'm going to be a hard ass. But because I know what it takes. And I'm not here to be friendly and do that. I'm here to get a championship and then put a ring on my finger, and like that's it. So it's like, when you say it like that, like, I see more championships here and I see less championships here, And again, I'm not knocking the person who LeBron is or the player LeBron is. That, because again, I modeled my, how I wanted to be a basketball player around Michael Jordan. I'm going to win at all costs, and I don't care about being nice to people on the court. We're here to do a job. We're here to fucking win. So I went off a little tangent there, but I feel like I needed to, not educate you, but fill you in on, the cult of Michael Jordan.
What?
I feel like I had to bring you in, or to educate you on the cult of Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. Thanks for lighting up the candle.
So, do you get it now, or do I need to make you watch more games?
What?
Do you get it now, or are you still a LeBron guy?
Yeah, I'm a LeBron guy.
Oh, man. He might not even be the best right now. I mean, KD might be better than him. Kawhi might be better. They have more. I mean, how many championships does Kawhi have? Does Kawhi have 3?
I don't know. I'm just a LeBron fan.
Yeah, you can be a fan, but
I think like
he's not the
LeBron.
Best. He's not the best. He's not the best.
Yeah, he's the best. He's still playing, bro. You never know when he's gonna take over Michael Jordan.
Never. It's not gonna win more championships.
Okay, we'll see.
I mean, he won. He's got this. He's lost more championships, so he's definitely got him there. That's a good one to have. More championship losses. Are you proud of that one?
No, I'm not proud of that one, but I'm just saying he's gonna win more championship than Michael Jordan.
Mhm. I know we talked about this. If everybody wants to go check out this video that you and I shot when we were out in India, that was a funny day trying to find a basketball court that was open. It took us like 30 minutes outside of Mumbai. But we were talking about what got you into basketball. So how did you get interested in basketball? When was the first time you saw basketball?
So it was back in the days when I was a kid, we used to play all the sports. Okay, I have a amazing childhood. Basically, we used to switch games every week, and all of my friends we used to play different games together, and we kept switching it. And but this game, so there was this guy named Minal Chaudhary. I'm gonna say his name again. Shout out to that man. And so he used to do all the tricks and between the legs. I love between the legs, and he used to do that all day. Even when he's walking, and he used to walk and he used to do between the legs, and I found that very, very, very cool. And that's when I was like, man, I need to learn that. And we used to do like just so me and my friend, his name is Sona, and me and my friend used to do like 400 between the legs continuously. So it was like that, and we used to just so it was a record that we set up in our society that I did 400 between the legs continuously and never lost the ball. And after that, we just started playing basketball, and everybody was just playing basketball, and I think like that got me into the culture. And after that, he left the society. So Minal left the society, and I was still playing basketball. I was still the best kid out here in New Delhi cantonment, you can say, with the handles. But yeah, so I was I would say like my prime was when I was in 11th and 12th. I was a lockdown shooter. Okay, I never used to miss. Like, not bragging, but since I used to practice like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and after that I used to play around like 1 hour. And in that 1 hour, I never used to miss. Like, you can ask people from maybe Shankar Vihar or BRC, and they had. So the thing is, like, when you are good with the handles and you can shoot too, so you cannot be shut it down that easily. And that was the thing with me. And after that, I'm just into the basketball game. And when he came back to our society and we played together, and he was obviously like more skilled than me at that time. So we have this rivalry going on with our one-on-ones, like I have with you. I had one with you. So we have this rivalry going on. So I am like 25 games up right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
How old
25
is he? Is
games
he in a
up.
wheelchair or something?
No, he's not in the wheelchair.
You
He is
sure?
a 28-year-old guy. He is definitely stronger than me. Definitely, you can say he got the body, he got the physique of an athlete.
Hmm.
But I'm still 25. He's gonna kill me if it's not 25. It can be 18 or 25, but it's either the two because I'm really confused between these numbers. But it's like that. And like most of the times he used to beat me like 7-0 and something like that. But after I developed my game in my after 12th, and that's when I started beating him because my shooting wasn't fine, man. I never used to miss. Even I was surprised. Even the player, what was his name, Jogender Singh Sairan, he is the point guard of Indian basketball team, and
Hmm.
we played together. And he really liked my game, and he wanted me to come join the Air Force. And then after that, I told my age, so I was 22 at that point. No, I was actually no, not 22, man. Come on, I was maybe 20 at that point. And he told me that yeah, you should have came like 2, 3 years before we could have recruited you, and you could be playing for Indian Air Force. And because he liked my game so much, and I have so many moves in my pocket, and he liked my hezzy game so much, and I never used to miss. So that's where the real motivation came from when I played with Joginder Singh Sirhan. And bro, I saw him shooting like 35, 40 straight threes. And I was like, is he for real? And that's where so you need to see something to believe it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, if he can do it, I can do it too. So that's where the experience part comes with India, because we don't get the experience. So I know a lot of people out there in States are really, really good, including you. So like, not to offend anyone, but if you are in the streetball league, you're gonna shut down everyone, and that's for sure. Like, I have complete faith in you because I have played with those guys, and I know for a fact that your defense is just way too good. And so yeah, that's the thing. It's all about experiencing. If I play with you for, let's say, like 1 year, after 1 year, I'm gonna beat you.
No,
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah.
It doesn't disappear, man. It doesn't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
away.
yeah, yeah,
The fire is still there. So that was interesting you said that because I totally agree. I think that experience and then experiencing things on a very high level, is only going to make things better. So
yes.
you probably give a good PSA to all those young Indian hoopers out there. What can they do? Even I could. I mean, what do you think they should be doing out there to get better experience? Is it making more competitive
Just,
leagues,
just.
less
So the
foul
thing is,
calls?
I never had a coach. Okay, I never had a coach. My mom and dad literally used to punch on the basketball because they didn't wanted me to play basketball. I had physics, chemistry, maths, and bio in my high school. I am a nerd, you can say. I was good at studies, so they wanted me to become a doctor first of all. But after that, I switched to engineering, which is like completely different things. But most of the time, I didn't have the support. But the thing is, I always wanted to play with players who were better than me. I can die to play with players who are better than me, and this is what something Minal Chaudhary will agree upon. This is what something Joginder Singh Sirhan will agree upon. I used to come, I used to come there, like I used to go walk for half an hour, go there, and then actually wait for 1.5 hours to actually let them finish the game. I watch their game, and after that, I so that I could get at least half an hour of their time to actually make my game better. So that was the thing with me. I just play with players who are better than you, and who are the players who will shut you down are going to make you better. So that's the thing, because I never had a coach. I never had a coach. I just learned everything that I know, even street ball, everything, just by observing different things. And I'm a good observer, I would say that about myself, be it anything about business, be it anything about basketball. I'm just a good observer, and that is why I am. So that's the thing. I'm just a good observer. Be a good observer and play with better, stick to better people and better players who are going to motivate you and push you even harder.
Yeah, I can totally say that to your hoopers in India as well. You hit the nail on the head. If you want to be playing, if you want to get better, you got to be playing against people that are better than you, people that are bigger than you, people that are stronger than you. And I'm lucky. When I was young, my mom and I had a lot of good coaches as well who were just like, yeah, you're good, we're not going to let you play. If I was 8 years old, you're not going to play with other 8-year-olds. So I'd be playing with like 12-year-olds. And people don't realize there's like a massive you know difference in not just maturity, but your body size, strength, height. So I was like always the youngest kid playing around people who were way bigger, way stronger, but who knew they were stronger and tougher than me. So I wouldn't say they were tougher, but just that just not just motivates you, but it forces you to learn so many ways to beat around people who already have advantages that you have.
So
So
that's what make you a better player, right? So that's the thing, that's what, like, that is why you're where you are right now. You played pro. Like, so many people out there in India are not even like, they don't get the opportunity to play pro, because I think, like, if ballers in India are, like, not to offend anyone, but I think like ballers in India are, they don't know how to communicate. That's what I would say. They don't know how to make relationships. They are just so within themselves, and they are just so within themselves. They are about their own group. They don't experience a lot of stuff. So that's what I would say about Indian bowlers.
Well,
Like not a lot of them, but that's what I saw about many bowlers who play professionally also, and they are just about their group, their own. Yeah, so that's it.
well, you gave me a good idea. Um, like a really good idea. Like, so we'll talk definitely after the show, but, figuring out how to maybe make an invitational, and me coming to India and doing some kind of clinic, whether it be for 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, and doing something like that in the future. So we'll definitely talk about that if that's something that you think we could possibly do. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, yeah, you can do
Either
that.
either me, just me, or another coach, and just putting India's best through the test, through the ringers.
Okay.
We'll,
Yeah,
we'll
we
pl-
can do that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that post show. Because yeah, I love the again, opportunity with not just people like you, in the basketball space, but people who want to work and they want to get better. I'm going to give them my time and I'm going to help them. That's the great thing about the internet. You can connect and find these people all over. But before I'd let you go, I'd ask a few more things. How did basketball get to India? Like, is there one guy or one woman maybe who really pushed and promoted the game? Because you guys are in a cricket country. Even though when I was out there, I did see a lot of cricket, but I came across a lot of basketball.
There are so many people who love this game so much. I think, and right now also there are so many people who are working at the grassroots level to uh, get this game famous. There is Overtime India now. There is a lot of organization coming up and coming to India. I think like there are a lot of people, man. I don't even know if I can name all of them, but like it is the associations that got basketball into India, like Punjab basketball. Like Punjab played a huge role in growing this game because it is the ballers from Punjab
Hmm.
that they are always in the basketball team. Like out of 10 players, five will be there from the Punjab. So that's the thing. Like a lot of people played their own role, man. And right now, also, like so many people are working at the grassroots level. We have NBA Academy India right now. We have Overtime right now. We have so many organizations. We have brands who are hiring, who are getting contracts to athletes. We have. So I think like we are the future, bro. And I think Indians can do anything, and Indians can do so. Yeah, Indians can do anything, man. We are best at we if provided the opportunity to every single person out there. I think Indians are the best.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean that's great pride to have, and yeah, man, I think all the work you're doing is fantastic. You're doing a great job using social media, especially to the younger audiences to get them involved in the game of basketball. I mean, and then you also have the NBA. I mean, the NBA does such a great job of promoting the game. Starting with Michael Jordan in 1992 at the Dream Team, so you can thank him for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Uh, being such a good global game for people all around the world. So, like I said, it was great coming out to India, connecting with you, going to that street ball tournament. It's just such an amazing thing. What basketball's been for me. It's been, my ticket even when I go visit a place. It's like I can walk up to a basketball court in France, in Peru, in India, and even if you don't know the language, you can jump on the court and you can,
Basketball connects us all, man.
yeah,
It's such a beautiful sport.
there's a language in itself,
Yeah,
that you need to know to play the game. And if you don't know one of the human languages, that's going to be fine. You're going to be
yeah,
able to step on the court and be able to relay and communicate, what you need, what you want someone else to do, and what you're going to do. with,
Yeah.
with sign language and pointing in your eyes. So, I just thought about that right now. So that's an amazing thing about the game, and I'm grateful for it. It's made me a friend with you, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Likewise.
But after we end the stream, I want to talk to you for a second about um, that basketball thing. But we're gonna sign off now. Before I do my shtick, go ahead, tell people where they can connect with you. People in America where they can connect with you, where they can watch the content that you're creating with Overtime. How you're the best Overtime character that exists. You're better than Mikey. You're better than Larry. And yeah, man. Let people know about you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so my name is Ishu, aka Overtime Ishu. I work for a sports media company called Overtime. You can check out my content on Instagram at the rate Overtime Issue. You can check out the content that I create for my audience at the rate Overtime India, Overtime IND. And we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, we are now on TikTok as well. And I
Ooh.
assure you, I assure you that. You will love the content that we are creating for the Indian basketball community and for the world as well.
I can definitely vouch for him. I've been to the tournaments,
Yeah.
shot some content with him. He's working on some good things. He's a motivated, hungry guy. And, whether this is a young Indian audience or American audience listening
And
to
also one more thing, I am the best overtime guy because I got the best handles at overtime. Sorry, Mikey.
you guys got to connect. And remember, if you want to connect with somebody, you want to reach out to somebody on the internet, it all starts with a message. And, whatever it is you want to
That's
do,
gonna bring more value to the opposite person.
you got to bring more value, but you have to take your first step, whether that's sending a message,
Exactly.
whether that's setting a meeting. It's all about taking a step in that direction. It's,
Facts.
and if you, once you get over that fear and you understand you took the first step, there's no going back. It's all going forward from there. So Ishu, thank you so much. And guys, guys, women, whoever's listening to this show, go up, make sure you check out his content. I know he just started up a YouTube channel, so I'm going to send him over some stuff from this show as well. I'm going to tag his video in the post so you can go check out some of his basketball content there. And then, like he said, he's all over Instagram, and all that stuff is going to be in the show description. Massive thanks to everybody who's tuned into the show, who's watching the show anywhere and everywhere around the world. Go ahead and subscribe to the show, like the video, leave a comment. It's how more people can find this stuff. We had a last great podcast with Jerry McNamara. That's a guy you need to go watch some of his high school and college tape. He was the point guard with Carmelo Anthony at Syracuse University, who won national championship. And he just had an amazing college basketball career. He just got cut short with injuries. His body was done by his first year of pro. But he's an amazing player. That was one of our last episodes. Jerry's the man. So go check out. We have a lot of basketball content. If you're new to the channel, you can go check out some of that. We have a lot of other great interviews with a lot of great people. You can learn some really interesting things. Biologists, scientists, political correspondents, cannabis growers. There's something on this channel for everybody. You can learn a lot. And huge shout out to our sponsor, Ambery Gardens. Thank you guys for providing the CBD. If you want to support this show as well, there's a way to buy some of their product. As much as I'm skeptical about CBD, their product has been working great these first 2 months. It's definitely past that placebo threshold. I use it to recover every night. I use it for my tattoos, because if you got tattoos, you got to take care of these things, man. These are investments. If you're going to let your skin get damaged and crusty, you're wasting your time. I don't care if you hate your tattoo that you got when you were 15 years old. Take care of it, or else your skin's going to look like shit. And if you use promo code BUSDRIVER, you're going to get a 15% discount on any and all product. I recommend the deep rub and the muscle recovery. I got a 2-on-2 basketball tournament this weekend. I got to get back into shape. I got 4 days. I'm going to work hard. And we got another podcast tonight with dermatologist Dr. Jeff Morris. He is a character. So if you are listening to the live stream, we're going to be on again tonight. And remember, people, you're either on the bus or you're off the bus. There's only two choices. You better be on the bus. Peace. Have a good one.